Hey guys, this is Vinay and you're watching my show Let's Talk. Today I'm very happy to be sitting next to my guest who is a woman of substance, who comes from a family of movies. She has stalwarts in her family, but yet she's found her own game in the movies. She founded Thenandal Entertainment and she's taken this oath to actually bring theatre into the modern age, and she is none other than Hema. Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time and coming.
Pleasure.
So tell us, once you did your journalism, came into Chennai, got married into the family of stalwarts, your father-in-law is a director.
Yes.
So tell us, how did you feel when you just joined the family?
I was all excited, so I thought we would be having movie stars over every day.
Yeah.
But that's not how it was.
It wasn't?
It wasn't. It's a very austere kind of a setup. And if people came to visit my father-in-law, it would be in a very secluded hall. So we would very rarely bump into people. And he was a man of discipline. So it was a very quiet life. Yeah.
Normal life.
Very normal life. Yeah.
And then you obviously wanted to do something in terms, you studied journalism,
Yeah.
and you must have had something in your mind that you want to do something. And when did opportunity knock your door to actually get into the family business?
No, actually, opportunity to get into the family business came in very, very late. But I wanted to make a position for myself. Yeah. So I wanted to become a journalist because that's what I studied for. But my father-in-law was not very enthused about that point. He's like, journalism is not for you, you know. So then I decided that I should do something with my time. So I started a DVD library because movies were my interest.
Okay.
So I ran 2 DVD libraries for 10 years, and we specialized only in exclusive prints from abroad. We used to source our DVDs from the US. And we had members like Mani Ratnam, Vaiko. Yeah, we had so many wonderful members who would come, and the whole family would come, and it would be a real bonding time with them. So I learned a lot about movies. I started being exposed to international films only through my members because I would source DVDs for them. So we would have very interactive discussions about films.
And you guys just sit together and watch the movie?
Not really, but we would discuss in length about films.
Okay.
And we had some 2-3 directors who are my members who became directors after a lot of film association, and talk. So that's a very proud thing.
I mean, And then while you were doing that, when did you actually step in to the Thenandal Entertainment? Yeah,
so we used to travel abroad a lot, and every time we went abroad, we would watch theatre shows, and we would have a little discussion, my husband and I, about why this theatre scene is not so good in Chennai. And then we would just let it be.
It was just a passing conversation.
It's a very passing conversation, and we would be like really in awe of the drama and the kind of splendor that they have abroad. And once when we met a friend of ours for a discussion about a film, she came up with a story that she was pondering about to make it into a play. And she said the reason that she was unable to make it is because she didn't have enough sponsors for it. So then I said, what is the kind of story? And then she started off by saying it's a science fiction. And then I'm like, oh, science fiction is not my cup of tea. And then I had to eat my own words because it was such an impressive story.
Yeah.
So then we said, okay, let's lend our support to this play. And that's how we started, doing theatre. And that was my first project.
And the first project that you mentioned, the science fiction, made extremely well.
Yes, yes.
And it economically as well as content and creative wise, it made a name for itself.
It was one of the highest productions till our very next production, which was an even higher production. And that was also not by design. Karthik Raja is a very good friend of mine. So he said, you're doing theatre, now I'm going to do a play, so come, let's do it together. So we just got into it, and that was like a real mega production. Nazar sir, Prasanna, Rahul Nambiar, Chinmayi, all of them acted in it along with Manobala. So it was a 365, and it was a 365-degree LED display. It was one of its kind. So very, very proud to be associated with it. It was as close to a musical as a play can get. And that was our second production. Yeah.
And how many people in Chennai actually do theatre now? Has it gotten better when compared to 10 years back?
See, theatre in Chennai is not a very happy scenario, which is very, very painful. And it's not anybody's mistake because there's not much of crowd to watch the plays. they learn to do very quality controlled films, which are just enough, just a table, a chair, and that kind of a setup with curtains and stuff, because they're trying to showcase their talent over there. And it is very sad that people have moved to television and moved to cinema. So the only way we can bring them back is to give them a grandeur that they experience.
Absolutely.
Instead of complaining that there is not enough audience, we need to learn to draw the audience.
Correct.
And advertisements are very expensive in papers, so we try to promote it through social media because that's where the youngsters are.
Yeah.
So we are trying to look at theatre from the perspective of a cinema background. So how do I bring people to cinemas? I do this, I do that. I need to attract people. Similarly, I do it for theatre. It is expensive. I can bear the expense, but I see the results also.
Correct. And I would want to bring in one of the pioneers who did a huge name in Bangalore through the Ranga Shankara, who is Miss Arundhati Nag, who made the wave of bringing young people to come and watch theatre. Okay. So here, what kind of audiences come and watch your plays? Is there a mix of young as well as the old?
See, the young people who watch theatre in Chennai generally go for the English theatre shows. Okay. Because it's a hip culture, you feel good. It's like reading an English book over a Tamil book. Yeah. You feel better when somebody notices you with with an English book. But the audience that comes to ours, our plays, is quite wide. Okay. We have the youngsters, we have the elderly.
And it's completely in Tamil?
It's completely in Tamil. It's colloquial Tamil.
Colloquial Tamil.
We try to bring in all the masala that a cinema can have. We had music, we had dance in our shows, magic, so it's fun.
So you kind of give the complete package?
Yes.
Just the popcorn is missing?
Yes. True.
In conversation with Hema, we'll be right back. Was it easy for you because you had the backup, because you were into the family of movies? Did it kind of help you to do what you really wanted to do?
It did in a great way. Because our very first play, we had people like Padma Shri Kamal Hassan and Shiva Karthikeyan who came and watched the show. And that wouldn't have been possible if I was just somebody else. True. And people like them, when they come and see a play, the mileage that we get is phenomenal. Every newspaper carries an article. So people turn and say, oh, there is a play happening in Chennai. So that's the kind of recognition that we got from them. And that is only because I came from this family. And the kind of press coverage, television coverage, it
automatically garners a lot of...
Yes, it does, yeah. I'm very grateful for it.
And you can never take away the movies away in terms of the reach and stuff. So having movie stars in the play will also help to kind of broaden the reach.
See, there was a time when people in the plays and drama and theatre got recognition in cinema. Now it's the other way around. We need cinema to give recognition to the theatre artists.
That is sad, but I hope it...
It is sad, but as far as somebody is willing to lend their support, I guess it's a win-win.
But I think more and more A-listers should actually once in a while lend their time, if not to act in a theatre, but at least come and promote.
No, but there are a lot of very enthusiastic young actors in today's cinema.
And acting in theatre, you've seen a lot of people very closely and you've done your plays and stuff, right? Movie acting versus theatre acting, what do you look for in terms of the storyline, the people who can enact it?
It's completely different. Cinema, you can have loose ends. The visuals will cover for where you lack in your acting skills. Yeah. But in theatre, you have to look at so many points where your imagination can be translated into a visual, and it shouldn't be too expensive also. Yeah. And the timing is extremely important. Yeah. You can imagine in a script, this happens and then cut short, next happens. But then that dress change, the change of the furniture, scenes, it takes that much more time.
Seamlessly, one shot, no retakes.
So we would do a rehearsal of the background changes and the technical rehearsal. It's a really different ball game.
And how much are you involved in the entire process?
Like in cinema, you don't have any demarked role. I am the office boy, I am the CEO.
Wonderful. And where do you see theatre going in this year, in the coming years?
Theatre, I do see a change in it. There are a lot of youngsters who want to act. But like in cinema, there are more people who want to act than who want to watch it. So
we need more people to watch.
yeah, but I'm sure it will change. I am seeing signs. We just need to sustain till the change happens.
That's true.
Like sometime back, theatres were closing. They were becoming shopping malls. Now there are theatres opening up.
Opening up,
Yes.
yeah. Single screens are opening up.
Yes.
And you just don't restrict yourself to doing Tamil plays. You've also done musical. You're also going to do a lot more. Language is not the barrier, is what you're saying. Tell us more about that.
Actually, my father-in-law is somebody who I always look up to. He's late director Ramanarayanan. He's done movies in several languages, Bhojpuri, Bengali, he's done it all. So we don't have any barriers as far as the languages are concerned. I'm doing a Hindi play next. It is an Anupam Kher play.
He's a brilliant actor.
Yes, he is. Actually, we approached him because we love the story of his play. So it's a play called Main Matlab Nahi Tha. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, I was very impressed with the subject. So we approached him to ask him if we could take the rights of it to make it into a Tamil play.
Wow.
We had an extremely credible veteran actress who was willing to don the role. So when we approached Actor Prepares, he said, "Wouldn't you have me if I came over?" So I'm like, wow.
What more can you ask for?
Yeah. So we said, yes, we'll do that too.
And he can actually speak.
No, he said he would come and do the play in Hindi itself.
Oh,
over
Hindi
here.
itself. Oh,
yeah.
great.
So
Okay.
I said, like, wow. So
as you said, language is no barrier.
absolutely no
if
barrier.
people can come and watch more and more
and
theatre.
Anupam Kher on stage.
I know.
Oh my God.
Treat on the eyes.
Yeah.
So this season, Hema, in the Chennai Edition, we are promoting health. We are spreading awareness on cancer. It's very alarming, and I've been repeating this, is that it's alarming to know more and more people are being diagnosed with cancer for various factors. So we're spreading awareness on that. So what would you like to say? Have you seen anyone closely? And what is your message to the viewers?
See, cancer, the very first memory of cancer, my grandmother succumbed to blood cancer. So I was a very little kid. So I just know she died of cancer. And the next memory of cancer is maybe Kamal Hassan coughing up blood. So cancer was a very distant thing till someone very close to you gets affected with it.
True.
I lost a very, very dear friend to cancer less than a month ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's very close, to me. To see anybody who suffers from the disease, I know how it feels.
Correct.
I can see in my mind's eye the progressive change of their demeanor, mind, health. It's a very difficult disease to handle for the people around them also.
Family also, very, very important. Yeah. And I hope more and more people watching this get their tests done regularly, because that's most important. Cancer treated early can actually save lives.
True. And if there are kinds of cancers that can be treated early.
Yeah.
So it's good to have a mammogram, it's good to have a lot of these little things done. You're just getting a certificate of health, which is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Last segment on the show, one-liner questions and answers to get to know more about you.
Yeah.
One advice from someone that's completely changed your life.
I think it's from my husband.
Okay.
It was before my Chillanora concert show. I was like completely drained, so many tensions, and it's an investment, and tickets and advertisements. It's like everything.
mad, yeah.
It's every minute I was getting like 100 phone calls. It was really pressurizing. So then I just went to him in the morning and I said, how in the world do you handle your pressures? Because I'm talking about pressures in lakhs, he's talking about the big game.
Yeah.
And he said, nothing, just enjoy the game, it's only till tomorrow.
Wow.
So I realized that it's a very Zen thing that I interpreted it to be, being in the present. And all this running up is only to an event.
That's true.
And then after that, it's not in your hands.
It'll be over. Another thing will start.
Yes.
One incident that's completely changed the way you look at life.
Yeah, I think it's probably after my father-in-law passed away, and scores of people had come to condole his demise, and each person had a different interaction with him to share with us, which made me see him with more awe and respect, and it humbled me and told me maybe I should learn a lot from the man that he was.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you're a movie buff and you see a lot of movies. One movie that you saw of recent times that you completely loved it.
Yeah, there was one Tamil film called Jigar Danda.
Okay.
That's a brilliant film by Karthik Subraj. Again, a very good friend of the family. So it was a brilliant film, and I think and Bobby Simha had done the main role in that. And I just completely loved him in it.
And one international movie that you've seen,
Okay.
that's kind of really made the way you look at movies and think, wow, these guys make brilliant movies.
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption. That's one film I've watched some 21 times, and each time it's different. It's new. It's very, very moving. Yeah.
One actor of the recent times, younger generation, who you feel that has a great potential.
Dhanush.
Oh, he's brilliant.
He's awesome. Wow.
He's making India proud.
Yeah, definitely.
Taking up Hollywood proud.
And he can do anything. He can do a local boy. He can do anything. He's versatile.
Any director is one of your favorites?
Karthik Subraj, any day. Yeah. I think he's going to take Tamil cinema to a different level altogether. Yeah.
And one city in the world that you feel promotes theatre like very well?
I think it is London.
London. Yeah. One travel destination which is the most favorite to your heart?
It might sound really silly. I love Bombay.
Okay.
I love Bombay. Every time I go there, I come back like Pretty Woman with bags in my hands. So I love Bombay. Yeah.
And one city that you want to take your theatre to at some point in time?
I want to take theatre to Chennai to a level where it should be. Yeah. Chennai is home.
A message or a word to describe the following people? Mr. Kamal Hassan.
He had come for our show. You wouldn't believe a man like him. He sat through the entire play. He went to the dressing room to congratulate every actor, and for most of them, it was the first time on stage. And I wouldn't know if I were him. I would take so much time out to promote, young talent. And even when he addressed the crowd that day, he said he respects people who go through rehearsals, and most actors don't. So that shows where his greatness lies.
Yeah. What about Mr. Ilayaraja?
He's, in one word, just plain God. He's God. Yeah.
Mr. Mani Ratnam?
He's an amazing, simple human being. He's always a pleasure to speak to. He's like a very fond uncle that you've always known. That's the kind of feeling I always have when I meet him. He's a wonderful person. Yeah.
And what about the couple, Sundar C and Kushbu?
Sundar C is hilarious. Yeah, you can just sit down with him and you wouldn't know how many times you've just laughed your guts out. He's great. Kush is dignity personified. She's a very friendly, very sweet person, and she's an amazing mother. She's raised two beautiful children who are such perceptive young girls. So, yeah, I love her.
She's a wonderful speaker too.
Yes, she is.
Bobby Simha?
He's a very good friend, and my kids just love him. He's probably a very common sight in our house. Yeah.
Okay. One thing that you like to do apart from taking on projects in theatre or reading or watching movies?
I'd like to hang out in my backyard with my dog. I have a lab. He's called Hero.
Hero?
The producer's pet. So, yeah, I'd love to do
One thing that gives Hema a high, a kick?
I think one thing that would really give me a high is a full house.
A full house?
Oh, yeah.
Great. What are the upcoming projects for you in Thenandal Entertainment?
The Hindi one is the one that is going to happen in this year. There are two other projects that are in the process.
Where do you see yourself taking this in the coming years?
Actually, I don't see myself anywhere. I just am looking at improving the scenario of theatre. And what I am doing or where I get is immaterial.
Wonderful. I mean, that not many people actually think like that.
Yeah, but I don't think, I think maybe I'm very lucky. I don't have to focus on promoting myself. So it is a comfort zone. Yeah.
Great having you. When I spoke to you and when I wanted to have you on the show, I didn't know what kind of conversation we would be having. It was a complete black area for me, and I had wonderful time chatting. And I hope I'll get to see your theatre sometime soon. Yes. And more power to you, being a woman entrepreneur, trying and promoting theatre. I think we need more and more people like you. Your thoughts on coming on the show?
I think I came in here as a stranger and I'm leaving as a friend.
Lovely.
So it was a very good chat.
So before we let you go, a little goodie from our gifting partners, P and Rao. Wow. I put up a little goodie, and probably this is for your husband.
Okay, thank you. Hi everybody, I'm Hema Rukmani from Thenandal Entertainment. This is Let's Talk with Vinay. It is a wonderful channel with a lot of inspiring stories. Do watch it. Bobby Simha is a very good friend of mine. And he's always like, every time he sees me, ma'am, let me know, I want to act in a play. So he's a very credible actor. So I'm like, just hold on. Let me get to a nice story where I can, yeah.